Okay, I'm cool, I'm cool. Just give me a little warning next time, okay? It's dark, I wasn't expecting you. Here you are. Oh, man. Scared the crap out of me. It's dark, I'm afraid of dark. That's why the stars were made. It's cloudy out. I can't see the stars. I'm just trying out this at night, you know, see what it looks like. Having some fun. Oh, and I watched the other video, and I got to stop doing this, you know, using that hand. Hey, I got a tattoo. You see my tattoo? You see that? That means something. I'm not going to tell you what it means, though, right now. I'm going to leave it to your imagination. Just let you get a little weird. See where it goes. It's a very special tattoo, though. It represents something very important. Well, I don't have much else to say for right now, but maybe I'll think of something. Yeah, we can have some fun, you know. Yeah, I can pick up a hitchhiker and scare them like I used to. I'll be picking up a hitchhiker going, like, hey, wake up! Yeah, I'd pick them up. It was crazier than hell, you know. I'd pick them up and they're getting in the truck. I'm going, you know what? I'm picking you up, right? And know what? I tell them, because I haven't slept in 7 days. I need somebody to talk to to keep me awake. And they go, okay, I'll talk to you. I'm like, really? You're going to get in a truck with somebody that's been awake for 7 days and go down the freeway with them? It's dark out there. I need a ride. Okay. They would get in the truck. And we would go for a ride and have some pretty good conversations. And I picked up some pretty amazing hitchhikers. I picked up Jesus, gave Jesus a ride several times. I picked up Satan, gave Satan a ride several times. And both of them two sound just alike. Each of them hated the other one. And I picked up people that weren't there either. I'm serious. I was taking my son out to lunch one day. No, it was breakfast. We were going out for breakfast. We were going through town. Everything's all normal. And I pull up to a stop sign. A stop light next to the bank. And I hear some arguing on the corner, and I roll my window down, and I look out. There's a woman on a 10-speed going like this at somebody that I can't see. She's yelling and screaming at somebody that's not there. And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. This girl's way out there because she's talking to somebody ain't there. So I tap my son. I say, hey, check this girl out on the corner, man. She's kind of crazy. My son gets over there and he looks. He's bending down. He's looking out the window and stuff. He's going, what are you talking about? That girl on the corner. He's like, what girl? I'm like, never mind. So we go to the restaurant. We sit down at the restaurant, right? I ordered my food up. I asked my son, hey, what do you want to eat? My son says, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not going to wait all day for him to make an order. So I ordered the food for him. And the waitress was like, really? Are you serious? I'm like, what's your problem? Just bring the food. I paid for it. You want me to pay in advance or something? No, just bring the food. Cool. So we sit there and I have my coffee, and they bring the food out, and we have breakfast, and we talk, throw a little bowl around. We get up, leave, I pay for the meal, and I'm walking out the door, right? I look back at the table, and there's 2 plates, 2 meals on the table. One's eaten, one's not. And the waitress is giving me weird looks. A couple months later, I go into the same restaurant by myself. And the waitress walks over and she takes my order. She's real polite and everything. And she leans over and she goes, "And would you like me to take an order for your friend too?" And I'm like, "What is with you? What are you talking about?" And she's going, "You know, your friend, like you did last time you came in, you ordered a meal for your special friend." I'm like, "Well, last time I came in here I was with my son." And she goes, "Oh, right. And then it dawned on me. There was nobody there. I have become a crazy person. I have spent way too much time in a truck. Nah, actually, I'm bullshitting with you. I combined a few stories together and come up with that one. But right up to the point where we went to the restaurant, all that was true. And he really was in the restaurant, and we really did eat the meal. But I combined some different stories from other times, and I'm doing that again. My hand just all of a sudden just starts waving around. My voice starts coming out, the hand starts waving. Grab the steering wheel, boy! Take control of the situation. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just having fun with you. Life is meant to be having fun. I've been listening to some serious people on audiobooks, and they're all talking about life wasn't meant to be serious. No, wait a second. They were talking about life was meant to be taken serious, and you got to suffer to be successful. You've got to sacrifice to obtain wealth. I'm like, bullshit. I have met multi-millionaires ain't done a damn thing in their life except enjoy life. Some of them are still around, some of them are gone. I like Mike Welch, he was pretty cool. He's a self-made millionaire. But he's gone. The only thing that prevents me from being successful in life is right here, my thoughts. My thoughts are what keeps me from being successful. It's not my wife, it's not my kids, it's not my boss, it's not the cops, it's not the governor of the state, it's not the president, it's me. It's not the devil. It's not Jesus. It's me. It's my thoughts and what I think about all the time have a reflection on my life. Actually, my life is a reflection of my thoughts. And we'll leave it at that. I'm going to try to keep them short, but I'm going to go ahead and get into making these things and posting them. I've been watching other people do theirs, and I like them. There's some people I've met on the internet from watching their videos, and I haven't really met them, you know. I leave a few comments, they'll comment back, I'll leave them comments. I think they're called podcasts. But as you can see, man, I spend all my time driving, and then I get home, eat, and sleep. Occasionally I'll take a shower. Whenever the dog wants to stay outside more than it wants to come inside, I'll go ahead and take a shower. I'm nice to my dog. So I'm going to try to keep them short, and I'm practicing right now. In case you haven't noticed, my hand hasn't been waving for the past 30 seconds because I grabbed hold of my jeans, and I got a real good grip on my jeans, okay, I'll put my hand on steering. I got muscles too. Can't see them in the dark. Yeah, you always got to do that when you first start doing this stuff. Everybody does it. Oh, look at my muscles. And some go, oh, look at my flab, man. I got old and I got flabby. And then they put a black white trash bag on. There's one guy I like watching, man. He wears the same, look like a trash bag, black trash bag, sweat bug. Now I know he's just selling them, you know. And they're good idea. You build up that body heat, you melt some fat. That's pretty cool. And he's selling them, and that's really cool. You make some money at doing what you love. If I could sit behind a camera and just do this all the time, I would be happier. Bleepity, bleep, bleep, bleep. And I like bleeping. But I gotta watch my language too, because I realize I made a couple of these, and you're never going to see them. And why you're never going to see them? Because I talk like a truck driver sometimes. And I also got to get my voice down straight. Right now, I got this voice because it kind of projects. You can hear it pretty clear. But then I can talk other ways, you know. I can get serious like some guys. I can even get low. I talk like a tough guy. Yeah. But I'm not a tough guy. I'm a win. I go to the dentist, have a tooth pulled out. I'm like, give me something, just put me to sleep and yank that tooth out. My wife is going, oh, he can handle pain. He's a tough guy. He don't need no painkiller. And I'm like, yes, I do. Give me painkillers. So I got to get a voice down. I don't want to talk like Elvis. Talk like some hillbilly. And I definitely don't want to talk like a yuppie. Because I'm not a yuppie. I'm not a hippie. So what am I? I'm a truck driver that wants to sit behind the camera. And, you know, I spent over 30 years behind this steering wheel. Not this particular steering wheel, but, you know, a bunch of different steering wheels. Traveling all over the country, spending 90% of my time alone just running around in my head. Now I drive, I put in about, you know, a 10 to 12 hour day, 5 days, 6 days a week, and there goes my hand again. Grab that steering wheel, boy. 6 times a day, 10 to 6 hours a day driving, but it used to not be that way. And then I got an hour going home, an hour coming to work, you know. So yeah, I got a 14-hour day. And then there's an hour get ready for work, hour to unwind after I get home. So we're up to a 16-hour day. And then my wife makes me do a bedroom aerobics and stuff like that. So then we're jumping down to, you know, I end up with like 5-6 hours of sleep a night. But it wasn't always like that. I used to run across country, and I would get up on Sunday afternoon, go get the truck, go to San Francisco, get loaded, go from San Francisco to Buffalo, New York. I would stop in Omaha, Nebraska, fuel up, grab some hamburgers and sodas and Twinkies, throw those in the truck, off to Buffalo. I'd unload in Buffalo. I'd go somewhere in New Jersey, load up with some kind of produce. Then I'd go to Dallas or Fort Worth, Texas, unload. Then I'd go somewhere in Texas, pick something back up, and go to either San Diego or LA area. And from there I'd reload, get unloaded, reload, go to Sacramento or the Bay Area, unload, and back to Woodland. And by the time I got all that done, it was Saturday morning. Now I hadn't slept that whole time. I'd get off and I would sleep, 6 to 8 hours. Get up, I'd play with the wife, I'd play with the kids, and then I'd get a little more sleep, and then I'd get up and do it again. And I did that for quite a while. Then I got serious, I bought my own truck. Wow! Talk about a big eye-opener. You think you know everything till you start your own business. Then you realize you knew nothing. And every step you go, you realize in the past you knew nothing. But you thought you knew everything. But I went from staying up 7 days at a time, staying up to 14 days at a time. And there was this one time, I stayed up for 14 days. Then I went to sleep for 4 hours. Then I stayed awake for another 14 days. And this is what I learned. After you've stayed up for the first 2 days, it's really hard. I mean, you are really sweating it. You're doing a head bobbing thing, especially around dusk and sunrise. It's hard to stay awake. But once you are able to push yourself through it, and I was able to push myself through it because I didn't know how to read or write, but I knew how to drive a truck. And I traveled all over the country, not knowing how to read or write, because I had a wife and kids, and I had to support them. And this was the only thing I could do to make enough money to support a wife and 2 kids. So I pushed myself to get the job done and make money. But I learned right off, you get past the first couple days. Now, at the time when I was doing this, I was in really good shape. I just learned a new word that fits this jumping around crap I do. Gate something. I'll have to look it up again. Learned it from Rex Berry. But anyways, after the first couple of days, you can't go to sleep. You stay awake. After the first couple of days, you're going to have to force yourself to go back to sleep. You'll have times where you get drowsy during dusk and sunrise, dusk and dawn. You hit those 2 spots. There's like a 2 hour in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, where you're kind of feeling drowsy. But the rest of the time, you're full of energy, man. You're ready to go. Now, at the end of the 3rd day, you don't notice it, but you're starting to hallucinate. Sometimes I would pick up hitchhikers. Sometimes I thought I was picking up hitchhikers. By the 7th day, you definitely hallucinate. And by the 7th day, you are actually having conversations with God. And God's answering, talking back to you. Any question you ask, God will answer. After 7 days of being awake. Not only that, but if you have a life problem, a problem in life, and you want God to take care of it, you know, God, I can't, this is overbearing to me. I can't take care of it no more. And you stay awake for 7 days, you tell God, God, I'm going to go without sleep. I'm going to go without food. I'm just going to drink water until this is resolved. Until you resolve it, because I'm out of it, man. I've tried coming up with solutions I couldn't come up with. So I'm going to let you take care of it. You go for 7 days with that attitude. On that 7th day, God will change the whole universe to please you. But not always in the way you would accept. Because this one time, you know, I hadn't been home for like a couple months. And, you know, when I start talking like this, I start itching right here. Between my eyes. It's crazy. But, I hadn't been home for a couple months, and I told God, you know, I got to have the money, I got to support family, I need some time off, and I was working 7 days a week, sleeping just a few hours here, a few hours there. I didn't sleep no more than 4 hours at a time for a couple months. And I told God, you know, I need some sleep. I need, well, not sleep. I need some rest. I need some time. I need 6 weeks off, but I can't afford it. I need 6 weeks off paid. I need to still get that paycheck. I got bills I need to pay. So I did the 7-day routine because I know it had worked in the past for asking questions, for gaining knowledge. So I remember coming down the grapevine, coming into Burbank, and I was talking to God. As God, you just take control, man. I need some time off. I need 6 weeks off. Just get my head back in order. Just get my life. I want to be with my wife. I want to be with my kids. And I want my bills paid. And I knew God was saying, okay, man, I want to take care of you. I want to take care of you, buddy. I want to answer your prayer. And God answered. I went and delivered my load, and I went to pick up my new load. When I went to pick up my new load, I had to back up to this dog, and back up to the dog, got out, got all signed in and everything. And I had to go through a security gate. And they're a real nice guard. He looked like a big football player. He'd never played football. He's a real nice guy. And the guy at the dock, he was nice. And I was picking up a load of beer, but it wasn't from the normal places I picked up beer. This is the first time I've been there. And I had to prep the trailer to receive the load. I had a bunch of plywood in the front of the trailer I had to carry out. And I went back and I got down to the last piece of plywood and I picked it up. And I took a step and there was this big pop. It sounded like a gunshot. And as that happened, there was a guy walking across, a dock worker, walking across the back of my trailer. And he heard it. He was like, what the hell was that? I don't know. And I took another step. And when I put my right foot down, all of a sudden sweat just started pouring off me. It was like there was a faucet. Somebody poured a bucket over my head. Every time I put any pressure on my knee, I just started sweating. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't feel no pain or nothing. You know, I took another step with my left foot, moved it, and then I took the right foot. And I put it down and I started sweating again. I'm soaking wet. In 2 steps, I'm soaking wet. And the guy at the end of my trailer is looking at me like, going, what's going on, man? How are you doing that? And I don't know. And we discussed the pop, and I took another step, and there it happened again. Every time I put pressure on my left foot, I started sweating. And I set the plywood down, and I took a step and I realized I was in pain. The inner ligament in my knee, the center ligament that holds your knee together, snapped. That's what the pop was. That sounded like a gunshot. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Something wrong with my knee. And so they called the manager over, and we kind of went through what happened. The manager's like, oh, you got to go to the hospital, man. We're not putting up with it. You got to go to the hospital. We need to know what was wrong, what happened. We're going to do an investigation and all this crap. Like, man, I just want to get loaded. Just get somebody over here to load my trailer, and I'll be out of here. Oh, you're going to the hospital. So they sent me to the hospital, x-rays and all that. And they discover I snapped the inner ligament in my knee. By this time, my knee is the size of a basketball. So the guy goes, well, your knee's going to keep changing in size, you know. Like when you go to sleep, it'll decrease, and then when you wake up and start moving around, it'll get bigger again. So we can't put a cast on it because that can cause a blood clot. You know, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this thing on. It was this inflatable tube. It goes over the leg, and you pump it up with a little hand pump. And that keeps your leg secure in one position. And it gets too tight, you let air out, tighten it up, and put air back in. Now they had taken me to the hospital. Had the security guard take me there, and the security guard took me back. The security guard's telling me, man, hey, everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. Just figure out what the reason was. But then when I got home, you know, I drove the truck back up to Tracy to the yard and turned the truck in, and told the boss I had to go to the hospital, take time off and all this, and everything's good. And went back, filed a workers' comp claim. Well, they had to do surgery on my knee, and I was out of work for 6 weeks. Paid. You know, I asked for that. I didn't ask particularly for that, but I asked God to resolve the situation, and He did. He gave me time off at home with my family where I had nothing to do. All I had to do was sit around and heal up my knee, and in that time I got to spend with my family. Exactly what I asked for. I asked for the money to pay my bills. I got that, and I got the 6 weeks off. It was a beautiful thing it turned out to be. Boss didn't like it because of the unemployment claim, but hey, that was God's decision, not mine. You know, I could have bought a lottery ticket and got the money. As far as I'm concerned, for some reason, lottery ticket don't ever pay off on me. So I don't buy those things. But a lot of times I would stay awake for 7 days, and I'd get back, and for me to go to sleep, me and my wife would go out. This is after being awake for 7 days. We would dance all night long. I'd have a few drinks and stuff. Then we'd go home, and we would practice making babies for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours at a time. And then I'd be able to sleep, and I would sleep really good then. But it took a lot of unwinding to get to sleep. A lot of people think, oh, you're so tired all the time when you stay awake. No. You reach a point where you're kind of curious how long you can stay awake. And I figured out what was going on after a while was part of your body I haven't quite got the body stuff down, but I know you have to be in really good shape to do it. But in the mental process in your brain will departmentalize, and different areas of your brain would go to sleep, and other areas would take over and do functions that it didn't normally do. So you would have just areas of your brain awake and areas of your brain that were asleep simultaneous. So I think a lot of that has to do with people that are schizophrenics now, bipolar, whatever, is one area of their brain's going to sleep and another area of their brain's staying awake. And it does a rotation. So I've met and I'm basing this on meeting other truck drivers that drove as I did, was, you know, sometimes they would be talking to themselves and doing things that were out of character from what I had known previous. And there was drivers that I knew, you know, from the church, and then I'd meet them on the road, and they were totally different people. And I had a bunch of friends that were that way, and then I realized, hey, wait a second. Could there be some truth that if you want to know who you are, then look at your friends?